This is going to hurt. For the first time since 1988, Volkswagen is looking to close a factory. And why? Because they bet the farm on electrification and the market is tanking. The factory in question makes the Audi Q8 e-tron, a luxury SUV that costs almost $200,000 here in Australia. Although with catastrophic depreciation, there's one for sale at $115,000 with only 1,000 kilometres on the clock and 17 price reductions. Don't be tempted even at that price. These boat anchors round the neck of the Volkswagen Audi group, like the Porsche Taycan, have absolutely destroyed their bottom line. And any poor sucker who bought one thinking they were the future will have lost a ton of money in the process. And as demand tanks even further, the group is having to make some very tough decisions, including the closure of its Q8 factory in Brussels, a painful lesson that should be heeded by manufacturers globally. Welcome back to M-Guy, British engineer and lawyer, now Sydney-based YouTuber. Be sure to follow me on the usual socials for more content, links in the description, and please make sure you're subscribed and have enabled all notifications so you don't miss out on any future videos. Reuters reports, Volkswagen may close Brussels factory as low EV demand hits Audi. Volkswagen on Tuesday warned it may close the Brussels site of its luxury brand Audi due to a sharp drop in demand for high-end electric cars that has hit Europe's top car maker, forcing it to cut its margin target for the current year. Volkswagen has not shut down a plant since it closed the Westmoreland site in Pennsylvania in 1988, and the last VW brand chief to threaten closures in Europe stepped down months after doing so, according to a Labour source. Automakers have been hit hard by lower than expected EV demand after investing heavily in capacity and technology development, with Audi warning earlier this year its sales would dip in 2024 as it worked on introducing new models while also cutting costs. Volkswagen said the cost of finding an alternative use for the Brussels plant or closing it, as well as other unplanned expenses, would have an impact totaling up to €2.6 billion, $2.8 billion in the 2024 financial year. It lowered its forecast for operating returns to 6.5 to 7% from 7 to 7.5%, prompting parent company Porsche SE, which owns just under a third of Volkswagen but holds most of the voting rights, to lower its earnings forecast to 3.5 billion to 5.5 billion euros. Frankfurt-listed shares in Volkswagen and Porsche SE were down 1.7% and 2.1% respectively following the news. Demand for Audi's Q8 e-tron, launched in 2018, had dropped sharply, and the carmaker was considering ending its production altogether, with one source close to the company saying this could happen in 2025. Terribly sad for those 3,000 people whose jobs will be lost. Let's hope Volkswagen Audi Group can reassign them elsewhere. But sadly, the leap of faith that so many automakers made in the last 5 years or so to follow the government diktats and throw billions of dollars into electrification is coming to a sticky end. When an EV causes your company to close its first factory since 1988, you know that there's something seriously wrong. And you'd be right. The market is a fake market created by government subsidies and tax breaks. The 3 Fs of fanboys, fleets and freebies kept this fake market going for a time, but now those things have disappeared. It's collapsing fast. Let's just hope more automakers reflect long and hard on their electrification strategy, so they don't end up having to close a factory like Volkswagen, or worse, go out of business completely.